Are you ever worried about relying on just one single paycheck? In a world where costs are always going up and the economy feels, well, a little shaky, building multiple income streams isn't just for the super wealthy anymore. It's becoming a must-have for financial security. So let's dive into how you can start building a safer financial future for yourself right now. You've got to love this piece of advice from Warren Buffett. It's so simple, but so powerful. The idea is crystal clear. If all your money comes from one place, like your 9-to-5 job, you're pretty vulnerable, right? I mean, if that one stream suddenly dries up, you could be in real trouble. Building more streams gives you a safety net, and it's the foundation for building real lasting wealth. And get this, it's not just a nice theory, it's a proven strategy. Studies have shown that the average millionaire has 7 different streams of income. 7! Now, I know that sounds like a huge, intimidating number, but think of it as a long-term goal. You get there one stream at a time. It's just like diversifying your investments, but for your entire financial life. I mean, let's be real. For a lot of us, that single income lifestyle is just feeling the pressure, isn't it? We're all dealing with inflation that makes everything more expensive, the constant worry about job stability, and just the cost of living keeps going up and up. So having more than one income stream isn't just about getting rich anymore. For so many people, it's about staying afloat and just having some peace of mind. Okay, so before we jump into how to build these streams, we really need to understand what we're building. Because you know what? Not all income is created equal. There are a few different types, and knowing the difference is absolutely the first step to building a stronger financial life. First up, we've got earned income, or what most people call active income. This is the one we all know best. It's your salary from your job, your hourly wage, or the fee you charge for a freelance gig. The key thing to remember here is you're actively, and I mean actively, trading your time for money. If you stop working, the money stops coming in. Simple as that. And next, this is the one that gets everyone excited. Passive income. This is money that you earn with very little day-to-day effort. The whole model is work hard now so you can earn later. You might spend a ton of time upfront creating an online course, for example, but once it's done, it can literally make you money while you sleep. That's the dream, right? And finally, there's portfolio income. This is the classic make your money work for you strategy. This is the money that your investments generate all on their own. Things like stock dividends, interest you earn, or when you sell something, like a stock or a collectible, for way more than you paid for it. So let's just quickly compare these side by side. Active income. That takes a ton of ongoing effort, but you usually don't need much money to start. Passive income needs a big push of effort right at the beginning, but then it gets much easier. And then you've got investment income, which requires the least ongoing work, but, well, you need money to make money, so it takes the most capital to start. A really solid financial plan is going to have a mix of all three. All right, so now we get the different types of income. The big question is, how do we actually start creating them? Let's get into the fun part and explore some real, practical ways to get started, beginning with the one that's most accessible for pretty much everybody. Active income streams, or, side hustles, they're often the quickest way to get some extra cash flowing in. The idea here is to take the skills you already have and find a way to monetize them in your spare time. This is all about leveraging what you're good at right now. And believe me, the demand for these kinds of skills is massive. If you're super organized, you could be a virtual assistant helping an entrepreneur who's swamped. If you're great with social media, there are thousands of small businesses that need help with their digital marketing. The real trick is to just identify a skill you have and then find the people who are willing to pay for it. And finding that work is easier than it has ever been, thanks to the gig economy. You've got platforms like Upwork and Fiverr that literally connect freelancers with clients. And then you've got apps like Uber or Deliveroo that offer super flexible work you can just fit in whenever you have a spare hour. Okay, now for the real game changer, passive income. This is where you graduate from just earning a bit of extra money to actually building long-term wealth. The goal here is to create assets, things that work for you, so you don't have to. A blog is a perfect example. Yeah, it takes time, but the strategy itself is pretty straightforward. First, you pick a topic, a niche that you actually care about. Second, you create really good, helpful content. And once you've got people reading, you can start to monetize it with things like affiliate marketing, where you get a commission for recommending a product, or just by placing ads on your site. Digital products are another incredibly powerful way to go. If you've got expertise in something, anything, you can package that knowledge into an ebook or an online course, or even something like design templates.
And the beautiful part is, you create it one time and you can sell it over and over and over again with almost no extra cost.
Okay, last but not least, let's talk about putting your money to work with portfolio and investment income. This is how you really speed up your wealth building journey, by using the money you already have to create even more money. So there are a few classic ways to do this. Stock dividends are basically you getting a little piece of a company's profits paid right to you, just for owning their stock. Rental income gives you that steady cash flow from a physical property you own. Capital gains are simply the profit you make when you sell an investment. And royalties, that's the ongoing payment you get for creative stuff, like a book you wrote or a song you produced. Let's just take real estate for a second. You could go the traditional route, buy a property, and be a landlord. But that takes a lot of cash and a lot of work. Or there's a much easier way to get started. You can invest in something called a real estate investment trust, or a REIT. It's basically like buying a stock, but in a company that owns and manages huge properties for you. It's way more accessible and a lot less hands-on. So we've covered active gigs, building passive income engines, and making smart investments. The big question is, how do you put all these pieces together into a strategy that actually works for you? If there's one thing you take away from this, it should be this. Don't get overwhelmed by all of this. You absolutely do not need to build 7 income streams by next Tuesday. This whole journey starts with one single step. Just pick one idea, one thing that we talked about that sounds exciting and actually fits your life right now. Maybe it's a small freelance job. Maybe it's finally starting that blog you've been thinking about. The most important thing you can do is to just start. And that really brings us to the end. The ideas are out there, the paths are pretty clear. So now, the only question that really matters is the one you have to ask yourself. Based on what you're good at and what you want to achieve, what's the first new income stream that you're going to build?